please, what is your experience?
My experience in America has been really bad, really, really bad. And when you came online this morning, I said, I'm planning to relocate to Nigeria. Though I'm the only person living by myself in America, my other family live in England, but it has been really bad. The first year I came in here to this country, I went in for laparoscopic surgery. During the surgery in America, here in New York, the doctor perforated my bowel, and he perforated my bowel by mistake, and they had to like send me home. That same night, I went home, I started throwing up, I had fever. I went back to the hospital. The doctor said, no, it's only surgery. You can go back. They discharged me 2 a.m. The second day I went back to the hospital, same thing, they sent me back home. The third day, my stomach was swollen. People would think like I'm 6 months pregnant. And then I had to go to another hospital, and that was how they saved my life. And I would just say, like, I don't want to say too much, but for me so far, America is not easy for a single person. Yeah. America is not easy. Yeah.
Someone said infection. No, that's not infection. That's medical negligence.
I was trying to get pregnant, so the doctor told me, my fertility doctor told me I had a 1 tube blocked. So I went in to open the tube, and during opening the tube, the doctor perforated my bowel, and I had sepsis. Yeah.
In America.
And this is how they
What part of America was this?
Yeah. They had to open me up just to save my life. Yeah, so there is mistake everywhere.
You should sue them. You should sue them.
I did. That's why I want to move to Nigeria. I did.
Did you get, how much money were you able to get from them as compensation?
It's on. I'm getting it soon. That's why I want to move to Nigeria.
Okay, so once you get the money, just come back. We are waiting for you. You know I'm your pastor, so when I come back to Nigeria, I'll have...
Yeah, it's like, it's not easy, yeah. So someone just said, find yourself a man. I was married before. I even came to Nigeria to get married to a man. I filed a green card for him. During the process, I got to know that he just want to come to America, and I had to stop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 Every day we learn something new. Thank God I brought you on.
Yeah.
Thank God I brought you on. So David Jones is saying you won't stay in Nigeria. Trust me, madam.
I will stay in Nigeria.
If you get a $1 million compensation, you will love Nigeria. You come into this Nigeria with $1 million, you will love Nigeria. Yeah. It is when you are earning minimum wage that you cannot like Nigeria.
Exactly.
But when you enter Nigeria with $1 million or $500,000, you will understand that Nigeria can be nice too.
So what I'm trying to say is that people think that American doctors are perfect, they are this, they are that. No, they are not. And the doctor is even a Jewish doctor.
Oh, so wow.
America is not perfect. Everything is not perfect here. Even in Nigeria to America, Nigeria too is not perfect. So there is always a mistake in life. So that is it.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Razak. And I want to hear the other gentleman talk. Just wait, because there are some questions I want to ask you. Mr. Razak, thank you so much. I want to balance it out and have 2 ladies and 2 guys.
2 guys. Okay.
Okay, so somebody is saying, official Don Fiesta, saying Daddy Freeze, bring me on. Okay, let's hear the gentleman. I want to bring another lady. So we have 2 guys, 2 ladies. So if you're a lady and you're interested, send me a request. So go ahead, sir.
Okay, so basically I've been watching, and then I saw a lot of comments. I just want to make it straight first. Nigeria is way more cheaper than anywhere in abroad, to be honest. Because let's go to the basics, like the little basic things you do here in the day-to-day base. Cutting your hair. In London, to cut your hair is £20. The most expensive salon in Lekki is 1K, which is £1. So you find out that you're saving a lot of money when you go to Nigeria. Like I recently went to Nigeria for a funeral, family member. So basically, as I'm spending, I was like, I'm spending £2 instead of £20 or instead of £15. So you see that it's way more cheaper there than London. So anybody that is there saying that it's cheaper here, is lying. Everything here is expensive. Somebody was saying that you don't pay for electricity. I don't know where that person lives, but everything here you pay for. You pay your water bill, you pay your electricity, you pay for internet. The only thing is that it's way up standard here than in Nigeria. Talking about the medical field, like it's really poor here. Just like what you was talking about the queue just now. I mean, you have very serious you'll be in a very serious condition. You have to go and sit down for 3 hours, 4 hours. At the end of the day, they give you paracetamol. You understand? While in Nigeria, if you have your money, you go and see a private doctor immediately, and you sort it. So the comparison, if we take it from the basic, everybody will understand it. But I don't want people like just what this man just said just now that left. The comparison was not balanced. But if we come down to the layman, it's way more expensive here than Nigeria, to be honest. We're spending a lot of money in London. I mean, house rent alone, the basic 1 bedroom you can get for 1,500. That's a lot of money. That's a whole year of rent in Nigeria. So think about it. You pay that money for 12 months. It's expensive here, you know. So I just want to put that at the mindset of Nigerians that it's quite expensive here in any aspects: food, living, housing, everything.
Thank you very much, brother. I like the angle you came from, because you also were careful not to fall into the temptation of comparing onions with watermelons, and then you say, one is better. If you want to cook soup, onion is better than watermelon. But if you want to eat a fruit, you can eat a whole watermelon. I doubt if there's anybody here that can eat one small orange. One small onion. You can eat pieces of onion with suya, but that you sit down and eat one. Meanwhile, if they give you one whole watermelon, you go chop and you go finish. So comparing onions with watermelons is delicate, and you will get false results. So I'm coming back to Tosin. Tosin, that's the lady, the beautiful lady we have here, who shared her experience. I want to ask you this. What really makes you tired of America?
Oh, good doctor.
Can you hear me, Tosin?
I think she's having network
connection
problems.
Yeah.
And we can see her so clearly.
Yeah.
So, okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, Don Fiesta, while we're waiting for Tosin while we're waiting for her internet to be fixed, let me invite Don Fiesta. Don Fiesta wanted to come, so let me use this as an opportunity to invite the Don.
Daddy Freeze, good evening.
Good evening, Don Fiesta. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for bringing me on. I saw the prelude this afternoon when you were talking about it. I was really itching to participate. And once I saw that you were on, I decided to talk. Everybody has spoken well. This is what first of all, let me give you a little bit of my background. I lived in Nigeria. I grew up in Nigeria, but I lived in the UK for 15 years. And I've been living in America now for about 7 to 8 years. So, and I've had the privilege of living in Nigeria in between those periods. After I moved from the UK, I lived in Nigeria for like 2 years before I moved to the UK. I have a balanced perspective about this topic. So let me start this way. You see, if you have never experienced living abroad, your system is connected with Nigeria. You can only imagine what goes on abroad. Even when you visit, you're just visiting. So your body, soul, and spirit are connected with Nigeria. You can only make life better and more comfortable for yourself because of that immediate environment that you are, which is
the mindset.
Exactly. Yeah. But the moment you step out of Nigeria and move abroad, your body changes, your system changes. You adapt to the abroad standard of everything, the electricity, all the amenities. Those are what you are paying for. Once you get back to Nigeria, some people go back to Nigeria even with all the money because they want to meet that same standard. Their money finishes, they run back here. So there is actually little or no basis for comparison because the government of America, for example, where I live, is very, very responsive. There is risk everywhere. There is, imperfection everywhere. But if anything happens to you, the law is behind you. You can fight. You can get justice, even though there's injustice here too. But at least people can fight with you. They can fight for you, right? And you don't need to be rich. You don't need to be famous. You don't need to know anybody to achieve anything you want. You don't need to. But for you to meet that same standard of living in Nigeria, you either have to be a millionaire or you know somebody or you can provide something extra to make that same level of comfort, which you will get free of charge here. So, and then talking about another factor I want to understand is that even if we say $1 is equal to 1,000 naira, for example, what $1 will buy for you, what you will get with $1 here, you can walk into a dollar store and buy one important thing that you need. That 1,000 naira, the equivalent will not get for you in Nigeria. Because some of these goods are already imported, they're already exported to Nigeria, and they've been converted, they've added the shipping costs and everything. So even with your dollar, you cannot get what you will get with the dollar here. You cannot get it for 1,000 naira in Nigeria because of inflation and exchange rates. Because we consume majorly imported goods. And one thing I also observed when I went to Nigeria the last time, one thing, I don't know if anybody else has observed it. I stayed in Lekki at an apartment in Lekki. I observed that everywhere I went in Lekki, everything that I bought, the moment I convert it to dollars, they are really, really expensive. But the moment I convert it to dollar, it's exactly how much we buy it here in dollars. Exactly. If you go to the club and buy a bottle and they tell you it's $500, 500,000 naira, it might seem high to you. But by the time you convert it to dollars, that's exactly how much you buy a bottle in the club here. So that tells you that there are dollars chasing the value of the naira to meet that standard. And you'll find that standard only in Lekki area, on the island, Victoria Island and Co. If you go to Ikotun, Ikeja, it's a different ball game altogether. That's why I agree with that. The reason he was saying that it depends, you cannot compare. It depends on where you're buying and where you're living and your current situation. That will determine you for any basis for comparison. If you leave this, America with $2,000 only and go and rent one studio apartment in Egbeda, you are a king there. But your 1 million naira will finish in 2 weeks in Lekki. So everything is just a matter of your circumstances, the kind of comfort you want. I have friends doing IT here. I don't know if I'm going to say it online. I have friends that are doing IT here. They use American IP. These boys are living big time in Lekki right now. And they earn money here. They pay to their US account here. And they are living in Nigeria.
I gave that example too. Same thing with content creators. YouTubers,
living large,
Facebookers, TikTokers. The other day I was on TikTok, and I got gifts of about $500 in that day. That week I was number 80. So if number 80 got $500 that week, let's imagine what number 1 got. Calculating, it was looking like $3,000 a week. And if you go to YouTube and go and check the rankings, because YouTube has weekly, sorry, I say YouTube, TikTok. TikTok has weekly rankings. Number 1 this week has, and is always among these 3 people, has 666,000 coins. 666,000 coins in YouTube is about $5,000. That's what somebody has made this week on TikTok. Not this month, this week on TikTok. The number 3 person has about half of that. So number 3 on TikTok, and this is Nigeria, this is African ranking. So number 3 has earned about $3,000 this week. So someone like this that is earning, let's say it's not every week that they rank at 1 to 3. Let's say at the end of the month, they are able to pull in like $6,000, maybe $3,000 one week, $1,000 the next week, $2,000 the next week. At the end of the day, shall we count it? We have $6,000 a month. With that $6,000 a month, the kind of life you will live in Nigeria, I don't know how to explain it. And this is not a one-off. There are people who sit down on TikTok 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. This thing that I will do, hey, double click my screen. There are some people that do it 4 hours a day, back to back. Take a break for 1 hour, come back to TikTok, continue. And they're making that money. For instance, I am so far back this week that I need 47,000 coins to be able to make top 99. So imagine what number 10 is making, number 20 this week is earning on TikTok. And you can see that they'll tell you what they've earned. I can tell number 1 salary. I can tell everybody on the top 100 what their salary is for this week.
Wow.
So imagine something like that. We've got Bongoli with us. Bongoli, how are you doing? A very, very pleasant morning to you. Go ahead and share your...
Good evening, good evening, madam. Good evening, my Oga. And good evening to everybody. It's been a while I've been on the live. It's been a while. I miss everybody. Yeah. Daddy Freeze, with all that you have said, let us ensure that we are paying our taxes in Nigeria. I'm not saying paying taxes on TikTok. I mean paying the payee, pay as you earn, pay whatever taxes you are supposed to pay. Nigeria needs your taxes. All of us, all of you, all of us, because I don't make my social media is not monetized. So for everyone that is making money on social media, taxman is our president. Taxman is coming to collect taxes. I'm at the tax machine. So that's just a comic relief. But back to the matter. You see, I want us to look at these things from an economic standpoint. Because I've been here, when Daddy Freeze did the program this morning, I got a little glimpse of it. And then this evening he's doing it again. I'm like, oh, wow, let me come and say my own little thing here. Per statistics, actually, Nigeria is less expensive than the United States, because what started this issue was the lady that put on Twitter that said Nigeria is more expensive, and I put a comment on that website that I commented on it, and I got quite a certain number of likes. As usual, people will insult me, which is normal. So long it doesn't affect my ego, I'm not mad at you. So long it don't affect my ego. So what I said basically was, when people make this kind of outlandish statements, what data are you looking at? So now, there are four things you need to look at economically. Firstly, you look at cost of living. Daddy Freeze was talking about it. Cost of living. Cost of living, for example, you have to look at your healthcare. How much is the healthcare? How much are you paying for healthcare services in Nigeria compared to the rest of the world? How much are you paying for education? Higher education, how much are you paying compared to the rest of the world? How much are you paying for entertainment compared to the rest of the world? How much are you paying for rent compared to the rest of the world? How much are you paying for whatever extra stuff that you are doing compared to the rest of the world? Now, the second one that we'll now go to, that is cost of living index. The next one we'll now go to is what they call purchasing power parity. So I'll give you an example. You know, right now, in the black market, they say dollar is 920, 930. Now, those ones are currency speculators will come for them. When dollar was 450, according to CBN, they were speculating, they were selling at 750. Now that they say, you know what, we are going to float it, so let us see the true value. They've taken it to 920 or 930 or wherever it is. When the actual dollar on the ironing window is about, what's it called, 760, 770 today. Now, I will tell people that according to what is, there's something called purchasing power parity. Now, purchasing power parity, it tells us that the naira is seriously undervalued. Today, the naira is supposed to be selling for between 650 to 700. I mean, in the ironing window. That is the true value of the naira. Now, little economics 101. Little economics 101. There's what is called the Big Mac Index. You guys can Google what I'm saying. It's called the Big Mac Index. The Big Mac Index is used to compare the purchasing power parity around the world. Now, for example, Big Mac in the US, it goes for $5.20 or something like that. Now, if you go and buy that same Big Mac in Switzerland, and then you convert how much you buy it into the dollar, it's higher. With the Swiss, with the Swiss franc, I think it's franc that they use there,
Yeah,
or something like that in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Swiss franc. I think it's about $7 or something like that if you convert it. That tells me that that currency is overvalued. That is not the true value. Now let's look at China. China, for example. Now you see that the Chinese yuan, that is not the true value. The Chinese yuan is actually stronger than that 7 yuan, 7.3 or 7.4 yuan to the dollar. That's not the true value of the yuan. The yuan should be doing 5 or 6, but they have reason why they manipulate their currency. People need to understand that. I'll give a classic example that people understand here. The price of yam or the price of agege bread. I live in the Houston area. Our agege bread is being sold at the Southwest Farmers Market for $2.45 right now. That particular agege bread, how much are they selling it in Nigeria? That is purchasing power parity. Now let us now look at purchasing power index. That is the problem, that one of the major problems we have in Nigeria. We have a low purchasing power. Now, how do you calculate purchasing power? You look at what is called the consumer price index. It's what we use to calculate inflation. Nigeria is always doing double-digit inflation. So over 20% year on year in the last 6, 7, 8 years. So that tells us that in the space of 4 years, what you bought as 100 naira will become 200 naira. However, salaries are not increasing. Meaning that how much you can purchase has reduced. And that's how you calculate your purchasing power. Now, all of this economic whatever, people be like, this guy, what are you saying? Why are you why are you saying all of these things and all of that stuff? I don't understand it. Go straight to the point. This is how the economics is done, guys. I know a lot of people are saying always off point. You don't understand what I'm saying. Because when we look at social media platforms and all of that, when they come on TV to come and speak, like today, the CBN acting governor came to speak, most people say they don't understand what he's saying. These things I'm talking about is economics 101. I'm not trying to look down on people. I'm not trying to talk down on people because they've told us not to talk down on people. They say we should not talk down on people. So I'm not talking down on you. But I'm saying whatever I'm saying, it's a learning experience for some people. I am also still learning. I learn every day when it comes to economics. However, these are the matrices that we look at. Because, for example, now, people are touting minimum wage. Now, let's give an analysis of minimum wage. Do you know in the United States, federal, listen, I know why I'm saying this, federal, I did not say state, because some people will say that minimum wage in California is $13 or $14 or $20. I said federal. In the United States since 2009, the federal minimum wage has been $7.25. They've not changed it. $7.25 to 2009. I live in Texas. Our minimum wage is still $7.25. So what you can buy in 2009 with $10, I think now it will cost $20 or $30 now. But salary hasn't changed. Now, let us do a math, for example. That minimum wage that they compare Nigeria's minimum wage to America's minimum wage. America's minimum wage is $7.25. You work 40 hours in America, averagely. That's what they say, 40-hour work week. So multiply $7.25 by 40 hours. 428, that's 290. 290. $7.25 times 40 is 290. Now 290 times 4 is what? 580 plus 580. That is 1160. $1,160. Now tell me in the America that you live in, you earn $1,160. You're going to pay taxes. Let's say you take off about 20% out of that. Now tell me where you can rent in America. You want to live a decent life in America, decent, that you not pay over $1,000 to $1,500 for a room. You have not paid your car notes. You have not paid for your insurances. You see, but you see, I said federal minimum wage. Some people here are still typing it's $15 or ga. You see what I'm saying? They don't listen. But I will not talk down on you people, please. So now I said federal. If former one, let me even call it former out. If former 1919, I said federal minimum wage. Federal. 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 So what I'm saying here is the federal minimum wage in itself. Look at how much you are going to pay and look at how much you have left. Tell me a decent apartment you can rent with that. Tell me a decent car you can buy with
Make
that.
I hail my top gifter on TikTok. I don't forget saying now work I find on here. Anthony Nkem Okpara, my best friend these days. I had to go to his page on Instagram and go and shout out to him. The guy, they buy my money gone steady, and they buy Okada for me. Right now, if you see the amount of Okada I get for road, hey, he plenty. Big shout out to you, Anthony Nkem. Guys, follow him. He's my #1 gifter, Anthony Nkem Okpara. Wow, he sent a motorcycle already. Hey, and I just begin to talk. Oh, motorcycle don't land. Vroom, 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 vroom. Hey. Oh yeah, guys, that's my #1 gifter right there. Give a shout out to him. Everybody, please give a shout out to Anthony Nkem. Please, Bongoli, shout out to this guy. He's always representing.
I give him. I shout out to him. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to him. God bless you. Keep the flag flying, because if not for you, there will be no Daddy Freeze. And if there's no Daddy Freeze, there will be no people like you.
I have 3 or 4 types of people that contribute to making Daddy Freeze. The Bongolese that share their intellect, the Anthony Nkem Okparas that share the support. Tosin Odu also shares support. The Ebieres, Ada Blessings, and the who else? Rita Gambia and Remy, who come and read Bible for me and share their beautiful presence and the ability to read, and they really help with that. And then the audience, the well-behaved audience, who will join no matter what time it is, as long as they see that the freeze, you see that they will gather. Without you people, that the freeze does not exist. That the freeze exists because let me tell you something. If I gather every day like this, and I no see food chop, one day I go live and I go hustle. Bills day for this Niger too. So I appreciate all of you. There are some people who what they come to do is give a perspective and intellect. You are very valuable. People like Brume, people like Bongoli, even people like John. My only problem with John is John will come and he will cost all my followers. So that's why I know they bring John again. But I value his content because people come and they want to listen to him. People come, they want to listen to Bongoli. Once Bongoli come, even if not cost they won't cost, they'll say bring Bongoli, bring Bongoli, bring Bongoli. Because they know that he's going to say something that is going to add value, whether will make you happy or aggravate you, is going to add value. So I need to appreciate all of you. But today I'm appreciating most especially, most honorable Anthony Nkem Okpara. And like I always say, Igbo people are my biggest customers. That's why I know they offend Igbo people. They are my biggest. 60% of my customer base now Igbo. And another people I don't like offending is abroad. 70% of my customer base is abroad. People like Tosin, people like Bongoli, people like Anthony Nkem, they are all abroad and they are my customer base. So I have a lot of love and respect for you all. Anthony, once again, thank you for the Okada and thank you for the money gone. Somebody say, Mr. Anthony, don't come. Oh. Papa Anthony, you are very welcome. So, Tosin, what do you want to say? I want everybody to just spend 2 minutes as we begin to round off. So, Tosin, what are your thoughts on what Bongoli has said, for instance?
For now, I don't really have nothing to say because I don't want to be attacked in the comments.
No, ignore the comments. Nobody can attack you. I will lock
I'm very sensitive.
You guys are unfair. This young lady is sharing her perspective and you are insulting her. That is not right. That is not right. That is unfair. You can insult Bongoli. Bongoli will come with facts and he's strong enough. And at the end of the day, we still come back tomorrow and tell you, ooh, I warned you. That's one thing with Bongoli. He doesn't pay Bongoli. Hey, if you insult me, you know what you will get. You will not sleep for 2 weeks. But you see, this beautiful young lady has been through a lot. She's also going through her own issues. Allow her to breathe. Let Tosin breathe. So Tosin, you are free to make any comment. Anybody that insults you will be banned from my life permanently. Let me explain that to you. If you like beg with money, I will not accept you. The best I can do for you is allow you to open a new account and come and be watching with your new account. But this your account don't go. Otilo. So Tosin, please share your perspective and feel free. Young Six is here. Am I correct? Young Six is here. All right. Tosin, go ahead. Let me hear you.
Yeah, what do you want me to say? Nothing else. I just share my story and I don't really have nothing to say. What Bongoli said is actually true.
Let me ask you a question. When you brought your husband to the US, what happened?
Bring him.
Oh, but
I
you
called
wanted
a green card for him. They approved it. And I was about to submit my affidavit of support. And I noticed that I just want to come abroad. So I stopped everything.
Okay.
And that was
my lovely brother, Don Fiesta. Do you have anything else to say, or should I bring Young Six?
Yeah, let me just say something I can excuse. What I just want to say is to talk to our people abroad in Nigeria, that the world is a global village right now. Everything is digitalized. And unfortunately, the economy is really bad back home. We are not providing anything we're buying in hard currencies. We are not selling anything to the world. So that is why the naira is really going down and the dollar is going up and other currencies are stronger. So the only way we can help ourselves is to explore all digital opportunities, because you can get a job. We have Fiverr, we have different platforms. I see a lot of Nigerian writers, because I'm a writer myself. So a lot of Nigerian writers on Fiverr, on different platforms where you can earn in dollars without even leaving the comfort of your home. I want to encourage everyone to explore that way, but that's the direction the world is going to right now, because it doesn't seem like the naira is going to go stronger anytime soon. I hope it does, though. So everybody should just explore the digital option. You know, a lot of people are getting jobs here and they are moving to Nigeria and they are working and they are earning in dollars and living quality lives. Even without coming abroad, you can get on your computer, search for jobs, go to LinkedIn, go to different platforms, connect your accounts, you know, create content, start a business online, find out services that you can offer, and that way you can make your income even without bothering anybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Official Don Fiesta. Fantastic idea. Guys, plug into the opportunities. Like he said, Twitter is now monetized. Even me, I go look for what I go do for that Twitter. Make the Twitter take wake up. Thank you, brother. God bless you.
Thank you, Ogili. Happy to see you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, sir.
So let me bring Young Six. Yourself wants to come. Hey, this is going to be a tough debate. Tosin,